The great EU bank robbery, that's how some newspapers are describing the situation in Cyprus, where bank savings have been declared no longer sacrosanct. Infuriated Cypriots will learn later today whether their savings can be taken to fund a banking system bailout, a move that's also going down badly with expat Brits.
I think it's a violation of rights, yes. Human rights. We've all got human rights after all. It's disgusting. It's just absolutely disgusting.
Whatever savings you've got, you can't afford to take a smack of 6.5%. It's more or less legalised theft to me, in my opinion. But the government seem to do what they will.
But President Nikos Anastasiades says it's the only way and has offered savers some recompense.
The worst result of an unruly bankruptcy would have been a forced exit from the euro. A result that would have followed would have led to a significant devaluation of our currency and our national wealth. The state recognises its obligations and will offer to those who will keep their deposits for 2 years the worth of their loss in bonds tied to future state income from natural gas.
The result of today's parliamentary vote is far from certain, though, with no party having an absolute majority. Finance Ministry officials now working on a plan to soften the blow to smaller savers. The news has not only infuriated Cypriots, it's also unnerved investors, worried the radical plan might set a precedent for future Eurozone bailouts. Stocks and commodities have fallen sharply, with Asian shares nearly wiping out all this year's gains. The euro down around 1.3%. Brent dropping below $109 a barrel. Investors piling into safer assets, including the dollar, gold, which has hit a 2.5-week high, and German bonds. And at the open here in Europe, the Euro Stoxx is down just over 1% right now. 11.89 is where we stand. I'm joined by Peter Dixon, global financial economist, Commerzbank. Morning to you, Peter. Government default by another name, some are saying. How dangerous a precedent has this set?
I think it's pretty dangerous because for all the the wise words that say, well, this is a one-off tax, it won't be repeated. How many times have we heard that? And if I were a saver in certainly Spain, maybe Italy, I think I'd be looking askance at these measures and thinking, well, this could yet happen to me. So I don't think we should take at face value this notion that it's a one-off. I mean, it may well be, but the rational response would be to treat it as perhaps the thin end of a big wedge. And we've seen the market reaction so far this morning. We are down 1% on the equities. Introducing this sort of risk at this point in Europe, how catastrophic could it be? Well, I mean, I think the general view is that Cyprus is still too small to matter. I mean, that's the bottom line here. And I think that were this a larger economy, the EU wouldn't have inflicted this kind of pain because that would have been seriously catastrophic. I think that the Eurozone will ride this one out. I can certainly understand the views of those investors who feel there are ethical questions surrounding this particular move, but it's a bitter pill. But I think for the wider Eurozone, probably not the end of the world. Do you think we'll see a backtracking on renegotiation of the levy today? How likely is a different outcome? I think there's a very strong chance because, as you pointed out, there's no overall majority in Parliament. This debate is going to be hotly disputed, and I'm not sure exactly what the conclusion of it will be. But I certainly think that the mounting backlash around Europe suggests that this may well be, and indeed across the markets, suggests that there's a very strong chance that we will see some form of reduction in this levy, particularly to the extent that it hits the smaller saver. OK, Peter, thanks a lot. One man likely to be pleased by events in Cyprus is Russian President Vladimir Putin. With some half of Cyprus depositors believed to be non-resident Russians, the levy on savings could help the president strive to repatriate funds back home. There is
a certain positive element from the point of view of the Russian government, in that the conditions for keeping money in Cyprus will become harsher and unprofitable. And this fits in with the idea of de-offshorization, which Putin has promoted for a pretty long time.
That's it for now. I'll leave you with our pick of the day. People at ATMs in the capital of Cyprus, Nicosia, over the weekend. News of the tax has triggered a run on cash points, and with today a bank holiday, any measures would need to be approved before banks reopen tomorrow. I'm Axel Threlfall, this is Reuters.